So in this video, let's go over LeetCode number 88, merge sorted array. So for this problem, we're given two integer arrays, nums1 and nums2, and they're already sorted in non-decreasing order, as you can see here. And our goal is to merge them into one array and sort them. And we must make sure that we do them in memory so we don't create another list but modify nums1 in place. So let's get started. The technique we'll use here is backfilling. So what we'll do is go from the back of both arrays and fill them into this array. P1 equals m minus 1, accounting for the index. P2 equals n minus 1, also accounting for index. And the last value, so the last pointer of our main array, will be equal to n plus n minus 1. Now let's create a while loop while p2 is greater than 0, greater than or equal to 0, we will do. So while the pointer for this array is still greater than or equal to 0, we'll continue the sorting and merging. So the first check is if this array, the pointer for this array is greater than 0, so P1 is greater than 0, and the values for this array are greater than this array, so nums1 of P1 is greater than nums2 of P2. Then we can replace the last value of this array with the P1 value of nums1. So we'll do nums1 last equals nums1 P1. And we also have to make sure to then decrease the pointer for nums1. So P1 is equal to P1 minus 1. And if this is not true, so else, it means that P2 is greater than P1. So in that case, we would fill nums1, so the last value of the nums1 array, with P2 instead. So nums2 equals P2. Nums1 equals P2. And then here we'll decrease the P2 pointer. So P2 equals P2 minus 1. Next, we have to decrease the last value so we can continue filling up the nums1 array. So within the while loop, we'll now do last equals last minus 1. Let's do ones here. 1, 1, 1. And now we have a situation where when it reaches the end, so for example in this case, P2 is greater than P1. So at the last point, it would fill this index with this 2. And now when we subtract 1 from P2, it will be less than 0. So if it's less than 0, then this while loop wouldn't hold, so it would stop and we have a completed array. So, but in case if this value is greater than this value, then this value would fill into this position, and this pointer now would be compared to this. But in this situation, we added this P1 greater than 0. So when the pointer here is compared to this, it wouldn't go through this if clause because P1 is not greater than 0. So it would directly go here and fill nums1 last with P2 of nums2. So we'll do nums2 here. Okay, so let's see if this code runs. Great, so it passed first test case, second test case, and the third test case.